I'm thirsty.
Today marks a momentous occasion from your friends at Bravo Industries, as we celebrate and honor a man who has given so much of himself to this eating show, be the bottles read Rocket Fizz or Melba's Fixins. We are here today to cherish LESTER'S FIXINS. Here, with 4 unique offerings: peanut butter, birthday cake, s'mores, and horchata flavored soda. Be it tongue-tapping tasty or stomach-swirlingly stinking, LESTER'S FIXINS has always got you covered.
Hey everybody, it's your good buddy DJClyve here with another thrilling special edition of Limbo Grub. This one's gonna be yet another 3-parter. I figured with the end looming ever so close over the horizon, now would be the ideal time to go back and revisit one final time all the most popular go-tos of this here show. Now, while I find the show in many cases to be second nature, and coming up with skits and ways to differentiate one episode from another hasn't really all been that much a problem. I mean, to be honest, I have enough wacky ideas in this cranium of mine to go another 200-300 episodes, but the thing that is increasingly becoming a problem is getting a hold of new food items to try. Even though sometimes I can get lost in the theatrics of things, it is the food item that is the core of this show. And when I run out of food items, I kinda sorta run out of show, don't I? In many cases, I had to rely on the same company again and again because, simply put, they've always provided me with good material, and watching yours truly suffer choking down their foodstuffs always equates to comedy gold. I've said it now and again, these items, these companies, are my crutches to lean on. And one of such crutches is LESTER'S FIXINS. Say what you want about their product, but I think LESTER'S FIXINS has given me enough ammunition to do an entire season of Limbo Grub. Many of Limbo Grub's greatest memories come from LESTER'S FIXINS episodes. From the Hyundai story, to my ill-fated trip to the Beef Lodge, they've all revolved around LESTER'S FIXINS items. And as my way of saying goodbye to this wonderful subject matter, I present to you 4 leftover LESTER'S FIXINS items that I've neglected to try till now. And I've done extensive research and found that these are the final 4 sodas that I would diagnose as being gross. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I bring to you DJClyve. This is your Afterlife Part 1, LESTER'S FIXINS Edition. And this episode will be scored by a 16-bit juggernaut so awesome it made Michael Jackson stand up and take notice. Give a listen to the toe-tapping sounds of Sonic the Hedgehog. So, without further interruption, let's send the sodas down the assembly line, and let's get ready to belch!
Perhaps peanut butter and jelly soda was a bit too much to tackle. Let's bring it back to basics. Rocket Fizz presents peanut butter flavored soda. This bubbly will blow your mind with a strong, chunky, peanutty taste. You'll think it impossible to imbibe the unimbibable, but trust me, it's true. You are indeed drinking a peanut.
LESTER'S FIXINS peanut butter soda. Ugh. Could anything sound less appetizing? When you think of drinking peanut butter, I mean, first of all, just the simple act of drinking peanut butter by itself is kind of disgusting. But when you're drinking peanut butter, you kind of want it to be sort of like a milky substance. And you don't want your soda to be a milky substance! I mean, I guess in my life I've had milkshakes that have trace amounts of peanut butter in them, but to be honest, I would much prefer those milkshakes without that peanut butter being in there. And then I've had beer in the past that had some degree of peanut butter taste, and it was good for a few sips, but I could not picture drinking a whole bottle of that. And I find this one a little ponderous. Maybe this is an early flavor of LESTER'S FIXINS because I don't see his name anywhere on here. Either maybe he screwed it up so badly he doesn't want anything to do with it, or maybe this is like one of the perennial flavors that came out first before LESTER'S FIXINS existed. Perhaps this very bottle represents LESTER'S FIXINS in his larva pupa state. Perhaps this is like his first noble effort before going out on the grand voyage of making disgusting soda. Well, no time like the present time to pop the cap, and I'll let you know what... All comes full circle. In performing that stunt, I was the unwilling recipient of a little bit of splashback, and let me tell you, this smells gross. This reminds me of those chocolate-covered chickpeas. Not in the fact that it smells like peanut butter, but the fact that it kind of smells like old peanut butter. It just smells more of neglect than anything else. Judging by the smell, I pretty much know what I'm about to get here. But I may as well taste it anyway. Bottoms up. Alright, this isn't as bad as it smelled. Still isn't the greatest thing in the world, but one thing that it does have that kind of helps it out, that I was kind of poo-pooing on before, it has creaminess. It's the kind of cream that you would get in a cream soda, kind of mixed with a peanutty aftertaste. I say aftertaste and not taste because while you're drinking it, you really don't taste the peanut so much. It's only until you've let it linger in your mouth a little bit does it start to form around your gums, and then before you know it, you're breathing peanut breath. You know, I owe Lester an apology. In all of our forays with his products, I've been pretty mean to him. You could say that I'm a bully. But I gotta give the devil his due. Peanut butter soda? This should have been misery. This should have just been like one gulp and I'm gonna throw the whole rest of the bottle into the trash. But he finds some way, routinely, he does it again and again, he finds some way to make it doable. And he doesn't do that by taking those peanut butter tastes out of there. This still tastes like peanut butter, but he knew what he had to do to make it good. So perhaps this is what you had to do with peanut butter to turn it into a soda. If I were to give this a star rating, easily hobnobbing around that 3.5 star range. Decently high grade for what this is. Strongly consider what this is. But I gotta level with you, I would never drink this again. This would never be my first choice if there were anything else in the area. Even something like an orange soda, which as much as I detest orange soda, I'd probably choose it over this. But strongly, I'm gonna keep saying this sentence again, I think this is the third time I said this, strongly consider what this is. Peanut butter soda, you wouldn't think it's good. It's actually doable. It's almost good. It blew my mind, it will blow your mind too. And unfortunately, you know how I feel about wasting food and or drink. Once you open a soda, you can't reseal it. You gotta finish the whole thing, otherwise it goes flat. So, every one of these bottles that comes sliding down the whole bar, I gotta drink to the bottom. I don't know what's gonna be worse by the end of this, the caffeine high or the belching. On to the next one.
Melba's Fixins presents to you a soda fit for celebration. It's birthday cake flavored soda. At first taste, it will seem like any ordinary fizzer, but allow for a moment the doughy tastes of cake and sweet bite of cake icing to roll over you. It's a taste that will make you wanna sing. How old are you now?
I said it pretty recently in a peach flavored Pepsi review, the idea of birthday cake flavored soda would be something fun to try, right? But to be honest, I meant that kind of like a fantasy, as a goof. I didn't think anyone would ever actually try it. I mean, the concept of encapsulating the taste of cake and icing in a fizzy soft drink, I don't even know how the heck that happens. But here it is, I'm staring at it, and it's right here, it's cold, condensation is in my hand right now. I'm looking at Lester's Fixin'. I'm not looking at Lester's Fixins. I'm looking at Melba's Fixins birthday cake flavored soda. Who the heck is Melba? It's the woman who makes the toast? Let's see, Melba's Fixins. Melba's Fixins. Can't find anything on Melba's Fixins. You know who might know? Our resident cavalier of crunchy candy, Creaky herself! I see. Oh, that's amazing, Creaky! What other flavors does she offer in her catalog? Wow, Creaky, you sure are the foremost leader in crunchy candy and soda! I said before that these sodas I was considering gross. Birthday cake, I don't consider it gross. In fact, it's one of my favorite flavors. I love birthday cake flavored everything. But the idea of a birthday cake soda, it's not so much gross, but it is rocky! And now that I think of it, it's a pretty weird thing to generalize, right? The taste of birthday cake? Some people like different kinds of birthday cake, right? I mean, who's to say that, I don't know, Aunt Melba out there might like herself a delicious lemon cake, or a carrot cake, or a chocolate cake? Who decided that birthday cake flavor is vanilla cake with vanilla icing with rainbow sprinkles, specifically? I don't think birthday cake is the right descriptor for this item. I think more apropos, it should be called cake icing. And who wouldn't want a taste of that? I mean, don't you every once in a while just take a tub of cake icing, get a spoon, and eat the whole thing down to the bottom? Don't you like to just stick a straw in a thing of cake icing and slurp it all up? You don't? What's wrong with me then? Alright, let's see if I can do this again. Watch and marvel at my skills of prestidigitation! Ta-da! Oh my god, this smells like a slice of heaven. This is going to be dangerous. I half expect to see the sugar clumping up at the bottom of the bottle. How is there not a sugar intake warning on this? Because this is going to put a sweetness in my mouth that I'm not going to be able to shake. And maybe I don't want to. Cheers. Oh. Now this is something to rally behind. It's got a birthday cake taste, but it's really, really light. Just light enough, in fact. And as you drink it, you don't even think about birthday cake. You don't even think about cake icing. It kind of metamorphoses into its own thing. And it's a welcome new taste. As a matter of fact, it gets me thinking. The list of sodas out there has been pretty rigid over the years, right? I mean, for decades, it's just been the regular, same old flavors. You had cola, orange soda, grape soda, root beer, black cherry. Those five, they're the ones that everyone expects to see when they go to the store. It's been a long time since somebody created a new flavor. And I'm willing to wager it's been the same way for the better part of a century. It's been the same old boring flavors of soda. It's about time somebody steps up to the plate and gives us something new. And yeah, I know we see new sodas created pretty much every day. I mean, you got Jones Soda, you got Snapple for a while was making sodas like cherry lime Ricky flavored soda, but I'm talking about mainstream. I'm talking about on the shelf next to Coca-Cola. We need a new flavor up there. You're not gonna see 2 liters of cherry lime Ricky soda. If Miss Melba herself is watching, I need you to go to the Coca-Cola company, I need you to go to PepsiCo, one of the two, and present this idea to them and say, hey, give this a cool, chipper little name and put it out on the shelves. Everybody's gonna wanna drink it. Picture what the bottle would look like on the shelf next to Coca-Cola. You just got this big 2 liter full white soda. Everybody would want to try that. In fact, if I were to give this a star rating, I'll give it close to top honors. I will give this 4.5 stars. Easy 4.5 stars! And as I talk, I'm spittling and salivating. If my taste buds had like little tiny arms, it'd be like they were pulling out of my mouth and reaching for this bottle to try to pull it closer. I'm sorry, it's just really disgusting. I apologize, it must not look very pretty. And here I am, fresh after downing soda number 2, my body's slowly filling up with carbon dioxide. Think I gotta take a little break before I move on to flavor number 3. You know, why wouldn't this work? If I took a tiny little needle, could I just stick it through my stomach and let out a little bit of air, just go kind of like a balloon? No? It's not advisable, huh? Alright. Flavor number 3.
The Rocket Fizz Company brings to the happy young campers a new fireside treat, that of s'mores flavored soda. This strongly fizzy beverage contains notes of graham cracker, chocolate, and toasted marshmallow to perfectly mimic this long-standing tradition dating back to 1927. This soft drink will leave you crying. May I please have some more?
We've done this tango before, haven't we? I remember saying in the orange vanilla sugarless Coke review, 3 is usually 1 too many when it comes to flavor. And essentially, that is what we're looking at here. A s'more is a combination of 3 separate tastes: chocolate, graham cracker, and marshmallow. All 3 of these tastes need to be equal. They need to exist in the same plane of existence. If the balance is off even a hair, it's not going to taste right. It's going to taste hollow. It's going to taste stale. And worst of all, it's going to taste inaccurate. Lester's Fixins, you've proved me wrong on many an occasion, but how fitting we found ourselves here at the very end, what I perceive to be your ultimate challenge. Does everybody out there like s'mores? Comment section down below. I'm not exactly sure how I feel about them. S'mores are kind of that weird thing that I enjoy while I'm in the moment. Like if I were camping, like that's pretty much the only place that you can eat a s'more while you're sitting around a campfire. I feel like they're fine to eat. I mean, you feel rustic, you feel like you're with your friends, you feel like it's something that you're supposed to do while you're out there, but do you really enjoy it? It's just like when I was a kid, when I used to toast marshmallows on a stick. I mean, yeah, it was something that was fun to do. I used to like watching them burn, watching them drip, and like little dripping balls of marshmallow fire going into the campfire. But they weren't really all that spectacular to eat. I wouldn't suggest that you eat toasted marshmallows for the flavor. And when I was a kid, I had this neighbor who was insanely into root beer floats for some reason. I have no idea why it was, but it was something that he liked to do. It kind of brought the whole neighborhood together. He would invite all his neighbors over, he would invite my siblings over. We would all go in his backyard, he'd barbecue, and we'd drink some root beer floats. It felt good to be out there. The togetherness of it felt great, but the root beer floats didn't really add anything. It just felt like something that we were required to do to be in his backyard, and I never enjoyed them. It tasted like you were just drinking a big hunk of slug slime crammed into a glass. And the smell does fill me with confidence. It does smell a lot like chocolate and graham cracker together. It doesn't really smell like marshmallow, but marshmallow doesn't really have a scent. But who knows, maybe Lester did the impossible yet again. I'll take a swig. Can't tell. I feel like this one might be a little bit of a dud. It definitely smelled strong of s'mores when I opened it up, but the taste is very, very light, as many Rocket Fizz beverages are, but this one's too light. Picture with me, if you will. At the Rocket Fizz factory, there's a giant vat, like an 8-foot deep vat filled with unflavored soda. At the bottom of this vat, at the very, very bottom, like floating, like you find dirt at the bottom of your pool, there's finely crumbled up s'mores. Just like little bits of chocolate, little bits of graham crackers, just like littering the floor of this thing. You take a cup and you just scoop up some of that soda. That's exactly what this tastes like. The balance is all off. It tastes way watery. There's a nice taste in the background, but it's just a twinge. And I use that word twinge as a unit of measurement. So I said that this was Lester's biggest challenge. Did he pass the test? I say more or less he kinda sorta did, but just barely. By the skin of his teeth. To put a grading system to this, he probably got about a 67 out of 100. Or, to use my grading system, he got 3 stars. I mean, this just barely qualifies as being okay. But the funny thing is that this is another one of those bottles that just says Rocket Fizz on it! It has no semblance of the Lester's Fixins name. What happened? Maybe he forgot to sign the top of his test? Maybe he knew that he was going to fail this test because he didn't study hard enough the night before, so he just answered straight down the line C, 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 C on his Scantron and then bolted out the door without signing his test? It would explain a lot. So anyway, I pushed this one, yet another one down the line, and we're looking ahead at what's coming up next, and do you know what it is? I have no idea what it is. I looked at it and I still don't know. Maybe you can teach me?
Ladies, gentlemen, and everyone else, it's a little itty-bitty taste of something truly different. Why not spring for some horchata-flavored soda? This delectable beverage will give off a delicious rice milk-like flavor, emulating plant-based ingredients, springing to mind delicacies such as the frappe. Lester's Fixins doesn't necessarily mean gross. Open your eyes to horchata soda now!
Horchata, or horchata, is a name given to various beverages, which are generally plant-based, but sometimes contain animal milk. In Spain, it is made with soaked, ground, and sweetened tiger nuts. This is probably about the 12th description I have read trying to explain what horchata is. And each description that I read gets increasingly more vague. What the hell is horchata? The way I've always been brought up, horchata is a milky, tea-like beverage that usually contains some form of cinnamon. But every description that I read never mentions cinnamon! So what the hell could this possibly be? I mean, the picture of it looks like it has some form of cinnamon in it. It might have some cinnamon rep in there, but according to this, it's not required. Wouldn't they be required to just specify and call this cinnamon horchata soda? I'm banjaxed, kerfuffled, and flim-flammed. And I feel like this has happened on a bunch of shows already. The Rosé and Brut thing, the more research I did on that, the further away I got to understanding it. Remember when I had to explain what chai tea was? I was on and off of this thing the whole episode. I think there was smoke coming out of it. It was making Commodore 64 loading noises. And all for what? To no avail. I still don't know what chai is. To me, horchata's gotta be one of these new wave, newfangled beverages that didn't exist when I was a kid. Kinda like kombucha. You ever try that? I had it once, and it's one of those things that it feels good while you drink it, while you're around other people who are drinking it, but you don't really enjoy it as you drink it. Rewind this video, rewatch the s'mores section if you need further explanation. One last time. You think I can get lucky? There's gotta be a way to do it where you don't get so much splashback. Damn, this scent! I could just sit and smell this all day. It smells like a Yankee Candle. Now, there definitely is some degree of cinnamon in there. I do smell it, so that answers that question. And as far as what this smells like, it's akin to a lot of the tea beverages that I've had on this show prior. Like, it smells a lot like the chaga chai mushroom tea. Something tells me I chose right by making this the grand finale. This is going to be something else. Bottoms up. Oh yeah! Now this is very, very good! And this, being like the 12th Lester's Fixins item that I've had on this show, I think I'm finally starting to get the spiel. Each one of these sodas is made with a base, with an unflavored soda that we'll refer to as Patient Zero. The flavors that you want are little tiny squozen additives that somebody took an eyedropper and they squirted into Patient Zero and infected it and turned it into that new taste. There will always be the same degree of Patient Zero. And there will always be the same degree of squozen additives. I'm starting to see that the balance is always the same. It never strays from the formula. It just so happens that certain flavors, such as cinnamon horchata, such as peanut butter soda, such as, I don't know, some of the ones we've had in the past, like the grass-flavored soda, they stand out more because they're stronger flavors. When a single strong enough taste penetrates into Patient Zero, it transforms, metamorphoses it into a brand new thing, one that stands on its own. And when you think of it that way, the squozen additives, they're always in that same base amount, and when you have like the three-way ones, kind of like the peanut butter and jelly, or the enchilada, or the s'mores ones that we looked at today, they're taking their little base amount and they're cutting them into three. So what happens when you do that? When they try to penetrate Patient Zero, such as the other one did, they just fall apart and dissipate, because they're weak little flavors. When it comes to Lester's Fixins, the simpler, the better. Cinnamon and milk. That's all you need. Tastes like milky cereal, baby. Milky cereal, baby. I could totally see enjoying a nice tall glass of this on the rocks. I'd say maybe add some alcohol to it, but that's kind of dicey because, like I said, this is a very light taste here. To me, the best alcoholic beverages are the ones where you can't taste the alcohol. This taste isn't going to be strong enough to cover up like vodka or anything like that. Yeah, Lester, I'd say that you hit the jackpot with this one. I would put this very much in the same camp as that birthday cake soda. I say release this en masse, make this a mainstream thing. Everybody will enjoy it. If I were to give this a star rating, it's between that 4 and 4.5 star level. I just belched, and the tastes came back up. They taste really good. I'll give them 4 stars. I'm gonna give it the 4 instead of the 4.5 because it is still kind of weird to have such a milky taste in a soda. Yeah, I do enjoy cream sodas and stuff like that, but there's also another pervading flavor on top of that that masks out that cream flavor. With this, it's mostly that cream flavor. If you don't like that, then you're not gonna like this. And with that, DJClyve, This Is Your Life Volume 1 Lester's Fixins Edition has come to a close. And it's time to say goodbye to our old friend and contributor to the show, Lester.
It just so happens that every once in a while, you see like a happy accident, and it's actually really, really good.
Lester, what did you do? What did you do?
The idea withers, blackens, and dies. Like the deformed monster Grub wilting the glen. And just think to yourself as you're doing it, this taste that's in your mouth right now is what all the hoopla is about. I guess it kind of went as well as could be expected, but going into this, I expected something bad.
Grassy goodness.
Look at it, revel in it. Who cares? But he finds some way, routinely, he does it again and again. He finds some way to make it doable.
Ah, the memories, like the corners of my mind. Well, you know what comes next. The final bit that needs to be done. Something that's gonna be a hell of a lot of work, but if I don't do it, that leaves the special incomplete now, doesn't it? Judging from all the star ratings that I've given to the Lester's Fixins products over the years, and by my math I've had 18 of them, which ones are the biggest winners and the biggest losers? That's right, I'm gonna rank them right here in front of all y'all in numerical order, and perhaps if you ever want to try these sodas for yourself, you can use this top 18 as a handy little guide. We start with the bottom, number 18, Ranch Dressing Soda at 1/2 a star. To its credit, it tasted insanely accurate, and that is a horrible, horrible thing. Number 17, Butter Soda at 1 star. It didn't taste horrible, but it was a disappointment, considering the butter taste that was in the corn soda. Number 16, we got Peanut Butter and Jelly Soda at 1.5 stars. It tasted like a whole mouthful of confusion, and neither peanut butter nor jelly taste stood out, making it a dismal failure. Number 15, Mustard Soda at 1.5 stars. It tasted very accurate to what it is. But why would you ever want that? Just tasted like really, really watery mustard with fizz. Number 14, Bacon Soda at 2 stars. It had that same disgusting fake meat taste that you'll find in bacon gum, bacon candy, bacon everything. If you've had that, and I feel like we've all had that these days, then you'll know what to expect. Number 13, Buffalo Wing Soda at 2 stars. I was in a little bit of a fugue state when I reviewed this, but the one thing I remember is the bad taste that I had in my mouth when I came out of it. Number 12, Enchilada Flavored Soda at 3 stars. Another confused taste. This one really didn't feel like it knew what it wanted to be, but it did have a pleasant creaminess to it, leading it higher on the list. Number 11, Maple Syrup Flavored Soda at 3 stars. Once again, they nailed the taste, to its detriment. It tasted a lot like Pepsi, which is a good thing, but it tasted very heavy and syrupy, which is a bad thing. Now we're in the top 10 and just making it by the skin of its balls, S'mores Flavored Soda at 3 stars. It's the simple tale of an item trying to tackle too many things all at once, but luckily for it, a few of those things were actually delicious, which lands it in the top 10. Number 9, we have Dirt Flavored Soda, also at 3 stars. It was a taste worthy of 50 minutes of my time, and something so refreshingly unique. Even though it wasn't the best thing in the world, it still deserves to be tried. Number 8, Peanut Butter Flavored Soda at 3.5 stars. If you would have asked me beforehand, I would not have told you, no way would this place so high in a top 10. But the thing that really saved it was the flavor balance and lightening those peanutty tastes into something way more tolerable. Number 7, Pumpkin Pie Soda at 3.5 stars. Very, very unremarkable, but it tastes of pumpkin spice, which is a pleasant taste that everyone seems to enjoy, so you can't really slam it for that. Number 6, Sweet Corn Flavored Soda at 3.5 stars. This flavor was not very good. In fact, it turned my stomach a little bit. But the overall shock of how it nailed the taste of hot buttered corn is too amazing to ignore. You owe it to yourself to try this. It will blow your mind. Number 5, grass flavored soda at 3.5 stars. Another one you wouldn't think would be good. In the first couple of sips, you might not like it, but it's one of those things that grows on you. Kind of like grass. Number 4, we have the pickle flavored soda at 3.5 stars. This is the first one of the first ones that I've ever tried, and I still remember that amazement that I felt after first drinking it. I didn't think that a pickle could be made to taste so sweet and candy-like, but they did it, and at the same time they didn't bastardize the tried and true pickle flavor. Number 3, and we're getting into some hard hitters here, we have the horchata flavored soda at 4 stars. Let me tell you, we are overdue for some new flavors of sodas. You've heard me say it ad nauseum in this entire review, but this is something that should be enjoyed by the masses, damn it! Coca-Cola, PepsiCo, watch this video and take notes! Number 2, riding high at 4.5 stars, we have cucumber flavored soda. Yes, we are slowly witnessing the cucumber flavor becoming more and more mainstream, but it's not quite there yet. I find cucumber soda to be a whole lot like a cult thing, something that's really cool, really life-changing, but not a whole lot of people know about it yet. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I don't care if you haven't tried it, order yourself a 6-pack online, it'll be some of the best buckaroos that you've ever spent. And number 1, I'm happy to say, is something that we tried right here today, the birthday cake flavored soda at 4.5 stars. What a great taste, what a great sweetness. It harkens to a lot of the sodas that are popular in Japan. Just a unique taste, and I'm surprised that we don't have all in our refrigerators right now. It's been a while since I tried something truly new, and I think this qualifies. If there's any one soda on this entire list that you really need to try, it's the birthday cake. Congratulations! And with that, I'm out of here. This is your good buddy DJClyve. I'll see you again in part 2. See you guys for part 2! I'll leave all y'all to pontificate over which one of our magnificent sponsors it could be. We've had lots of regular sponsors on the show. Which one's gonna rear their ugly head? I'll give you a little hint though. It's a really, really ugly head. See you next time!